to get you to dig into your own answers, because we already have everything we are capable of within. Today's topic is, Simon, how do I control my anxiety? How do I control myself when I do things I know I shouldn't be doing, right? How do I control myself in situation? How do you become more confident and actually follow through on the things I know deep down that I really are capable of, right? And then to sort of lead into today's topic, I want to share a story with you. I was talking with a dear friend of mine yesterday, and we always have great connections, and we understand each other and all that sort of stuff. And we were both just sharing, like how's the week been and how we're feeling and all that sort of stuff. And that's the powerful thing about sharing your thoughts with another person, because you kind of you get them out. And you kind of look at them from perspective, and then you're like, okay, why am I feeling in that way there? Like, is it any reason for me to feel in that way there, right? And that's again why people have a coach, and people go to counsels and consultant and all that sort of stuff, because a lot of the times is, if a coach does a good job, a coach is basically obviously leading in the right direction, but it basically gets you to understand what you already know yourself, right? Get you to dig into your own answers, because we already have everything we are capable of within. And I gotta remember that myself as well. A lot of times is that every time it's challenging for you, every time you feel anxiety, every time you feel fear, every time you feel like you're not in control of who you want to be, right? Every time you're feeling a little bit beside yourself. But remember, right? We all got situations, moments, experiences of us being like, wow, like I didn't know I could do that. I didn't know I had that confidence within me. I didn't know I had that courage within me. I didn't know I had that speed. Just remember, right? Remember, everything I believe is happening for a reason, and everything is a test of our character. But put that aside, just remember, every time you feel anxious, every time you feel less, right? That's a good word for it. Every time you feel less about yourself, I know how real it feels, because I've dealt a lot with anxiety, insecurity, not being good enough, right? Low self-esteem. I know exactly how it feels like, and it feels real when we're in the moment, right? So there, just remember, like, you are already your own superstar. And I would say that's just my personal experience, is that improve yourself in other areas is a big sort of thing that you can do straight away. So find something you're good at, right? Find something that you have a confidence in, that you don't have anxiety in, right? Start improving, start developing those areas, right? Because that's what happened for me. I started my own business, I started working with clients without me, going directly to the source of okay, I go towards the anxiety. I start building myself up in different areas step by step, right? It could be a one-on-one meeting where, usually I would feel anxiety, and then I had a client meeting, and then oh, that went well, Oh, now I got my first client. I'm like, oh wow, that went well. I could really do that. And then you just take along and you start improving in other areas, because then those areas start weighing up and start filling in and start helping in those areas where you might feel a little bit anxiety, right? So that's just something to have in mind there. But sort of the 3 steps I wanna share with you. Meditation, right? Meditation teaches you one simple strategy that will elevate and help you in anxious situations where you feel like you don't have control, right? So if someone can guess what's the single number one benefit of meditation that will help you control your mindset, you can pop down in the comment below. Can you guess? You learn how to detach from yourself. You learn how to detach from your thoughts, right? So again, back to the whole story, I'm not very sort of spiritual, and I believe in let go and all that. It's hard for me personally, right? But what it happened, when you do something over and over and over again, it makes sense for you. It's okay, You learn quickly the techniques of pulling yourself away from a thought, from a moment, going back to your breath, going back to the seat you're sitting in. Feel your body, feel your arms, feel your head, right? When you do that over and over again, I can tell it to you right now, and you'll be like, okay, yeah, it makes sense, but I don't really know how to apply it in practice. That's what I mean again, back to work. When you just keep doing it and doing it and doing it, you learn and you get the feeling underneath of how to detach from the things you're doing, right? You can learn it, you can use it in any other situation. You're sitting on the tram, you get cut off in traffic, a message or email hits you, right? You can learn, be like, okay, I'm frustrated, I'm anxious, I don't know what's gonna happen. You can learn by using meditation and the basic principles of meditations every single day. You can learn how to detach straight away. I promise you, game changer, game changer. So number 2, it's kind of like navigate your thought, or also called pattern interrupt. So what I mean by that is that when you learn to meditate and when you learn, like literally in your body, learn how to detach from your thoughts, from your body and from the situation you're in. You learn how to pull back. What you can do there, you are then aware of like, okay, I received an email right now. I received something that made me anxious. I'm gonna do something right now that made me anxious, right? You're feeling the anxiety. You're pulling back, you're getting aware, and then you're snapping out of that by replacing it with something else, right? A pattern interrupt is as simple. I was sharing it in the video yesterday. I was doing pattern interrupt with my bracelets. I was tapping 3 times on my arm every time I felt down. I was like, recenter. It could be a band you snap with. It could be, you're pulling in your nose. It could be like you are squeezing your fist or something. Something that can trigger and lead you to different thoughts. So let us say, okay, you got anxiety for going to the gym, right? You have anxiety of like, you're feeling intimidated. You feel like your breath is kind of like banking and you're walking up the stairs and like you're going into the gym and you just imagine the whole gym full of people looking at you, right? That's what you imagine in your head right now, even before you're going into the gym, right? What you can do there then, you're like, okay, it's time to go to the gym. I feel the anxiety. Deep breath in, meditation technique. I learn how to detach. I pattern interrupt. And then I lead my thought into something of empowerment, right? Okay, I know I feel insecure and I don't feel very, very confident going into the gym right now. Okay, what is an opposite thought, an opposite situation, an opposite feeling you would like to feel walking up the stairs and going into the gym, right? Again, mud, hands in the ground, work and cultivate that. It might seems like, oh, that sounds simple, right? When I'm saying it, but you need to learn how to get it into your body, right? So you can be like, stop, direct, new thought. Pull back, direct, new thought, right? So recap, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Start meditating for 10 minutes in the morning and then start practicing. What can you do to interrupt your thought, your anxious thing? Squeeze your fist, tap on the thing. And what is a new thought that you would like to replace that old anxiety thought you have? Start practicing those steps. Meditate, interrupt the pattern, squeeze your fist, and then direct it, visualize a new thought you would like to feel in that situation there. The last point I wanted to share with you is something I do every single day and it helps every single time. Motivational redirect, right? So when you feel anxious, when you're doubting yourself, you need something that can redirect your thoughts, something that can empower you, something that can inspire you, something that can remind you about who you really are, right? Remember what we talked about in the beginning. It's dark, it's cold, I don't want to do it, it's challenging, it's frustrating, I get rejected every single day, right? You need to build yourself up. You need to. When you don't believe in yourself, you need someone out, like someone else out there, something that's in your ears, pumping. You could do this, you can do more. I know you can do more. Struggle is there for a reason. Suffer is there for a reason. Sacrifice is meant to be. I'm supposed to be anxious, but do it anyway. I know you can do more. I know you got it in you, right? These are the things you need to listen to. These are the things you need to hear, right? every single day. What do you think happened if you put stuff like that in your ear every single day, right? You start thinking different thoughts. You'd be like, you know what? 80% of the time before I used to doubt myself. Now it's like 60-40, right? Now it's like 20-80. Now it's like, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck this. I know I got anxious thoughts, but I don't pay any attention to them anymore. That's the point you want to get to, right? That's basically why I'm doing what I'm doing every single day. I want to get as far as possible away from the person I don't want to be. All the insecurity, all the doubt, all the things we don't want to, all the things we don't like about ourselves, all the things we don't agree on, right? Learn, get dirty, get in the mud, right? Like as the soldier. So again, legend, thank you so much for checking in for today's live.